It's still all about the shad. There's been a lot of shad around. Some really good ones, up to 3 or 4 kilos have been in the mix.
The size of cob that are coming out, whether it be off the ski boats or off rock and surf, they're all coming from down south, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be a bumper Cobtober.
There you go, buddy. Hit it now!
This is the Angler News SA podcast. I'm Vanessa Green.
Well, welcome back to Angler News SA, your hotspot zone for this week's fishing. All right, guys, it has been another absolutely epic week in KZN. Where in the world did the sardines come from? What are they doing here? Are they here to stay? That is the question on everyone's lips, well, throughout the fishing community. And apart from that, guys, we are talking about some mammoth-sized cob, 54-kilo cob coming out of Tugela. What about the huge share that is coming out? A good couple 6 kilos, a good couple 4 kilos, and millions of 1 kilo fish. All right, so Shad is on the loose. Garrick is going absolutely insane out of Umgeni. That is from the ski boat side and the rock and surf side. And as for that freshwater, we are merely a week from river season. Ian is going to give us the lowdown of absolutely everything going on out there. So this is another action-packed show. Absolutely rocking. I can't wait to get into it. I know you can't as well. But before we do, guys, this could not be possible without our sponsors, the Kingfisher. So here we go.
Get ready for the biggest shad fishing event of 2026 with an incredible 85,000 Rand prize pool, 60,000 Rand for first place, 15,000 for second, and 10,000 Rand for third. Don't let someone else reel in your fortune. Rig up, bring your A game, and make every cast count. Visit kingfisher.co.za, photonsa.co.za, the 2026 Photon and Kingfisher Shad Fishing Competition. Gear up, cast up, win big.
All right. So this is the moment we've been waiting for. Where are we fishing this week? Are we heading towards the sardines down south? Are we heading up north? Well, let's kick it off in Durban, where there's been full-on action. We are talking about a good array of species, including the sniff of the non-eds that are coming about. We've got Mike V and Brad Krobler to give us the entire lowdown of exactly what's going on, and it starts right here.
How's it, guys? It's still all about the shad. There's been a lot of shad around. Some really good ones, up to 3 or 4 kilos have been in the mix, and some smaller ones too. Just remember your size limits and bag limits, please, guys. Saying that, the guys have also been putting quite a few live baits out, getting lovely Garrick, lovely cob, 1 or 2 burglars, some spinner sharks being there, eating the live shad, grey sharks as well. A couple nice diamonds in the mix, quite a few good edibles on the Durban North beaches. Some lovely stumpies have been caught, 1 or 2 nice grunt in the mix there as well. So all in all, it was a good weekend on the beaches. Paddle ski and ski boat side, a couple of snook here and there, 1 or 2 smaller kuta, some yellowfin have been around. Not a whack over them, but there has been a couple. Guys fishing on the bottom are getting some nice Geelbek and doggers. It's going to start coming time now for the Cape Yellowtail and amberjacks to pop up. So that should be some good fun there as well. Durban Bay, quite a few spotted grunter, quite a few snappers, 1 or 2 small cob in the mix there as well. But yeah, the guys have been getting their fair share of baskets there. Guys, thank you very much. This is Mike V for NSA News.
Good day, guys. Brad here from Linsky Fishing Charters. Fishing report for the ski boat of the Durban area over the last week. The conditions have actually been quite favorable for a change, with some really nice weather and nice good seas happening. So just to start out in the deep, the Geelbek have started to show their faces in their numbers and stuff all over in the deep. I'm talking the 55 wreck areas, Sheila, all that. There's been quite a prominent number of Geelbek coming out in that side of the thing. In the shallower wrecks and reefs, there's been some good doggers also showing their faces in the last couple of days. Bottom fishing in general, some good slingers, soldiers, and some really nice half cob also popping out in the sun. Now on the game fish, guys, there's still snook around on the Blue Lagoon area. I've heard of 1 or 2 kuta coming out, but mainly, guys, the Garrick are still suicidal at the moment. That's happening over the whole Blue Lagoon to Umhlanga area. It didn't basically every river mouth, you've got a chance of catching Garrick at the moment. This is Brad for Angling News South Africa. Guys, tight lines, and see you guys all next week.
Thank you, Mike and Brad. Looks like we do not have to travel too far this weekend. Durban has the fish. Suicidal Garrick. Where does Brad come up with this stuff? And as for the harbor, guys, if the surf is too much for you, if this northeasterly that's coming through this weekend is going to be a bit too much of a blizzard for you, well, you can always head on to the harbor. There are tons of grunter out, absolutely smashing. I've been seeing the footage, and Mike V has been getting the fish. So Durban Harbor is certainly a spot. Now, moving out of Durban, heading up the north coast, we have got the one and only Michaela Daniels. She is busy, but she is still fishing, and she definitely still has her ears on the ground. This is a report of what's going on from Durban, heading right up to St. Lucia.
What's up, everyone? This is Michaela from Durban, reporting for Angler News SA. It's been another wild week of fishing along our coastline, and kicking things off, we're at Blue Lagoon. There's still been some shad coming out, as well as 1-2 Garrick, for those trying live bait, while for beachwood, the shad is still around in the early mornings and late afternoons, and there's plenty of rays still on the bite. Moving up to Virginia, there's been 1 or 2 shad coming out, as well as a few in edibles, while for Mklanga anglers, the shad is still coming out, as well as a couple of stumpies and the odd pompano. For the offshore side, Durban is still producing a few snook, while there's still Garrick coming out of the shallow bait marks. For the bottom side of things, there's still Darga and lots of Geelbek coming out, as well as the usual reds and rock odds. For Mklosi, however, there's still Kuta and Snoek coming out, while the deep is still producing the odd yellowfin tuna. And for the bottoms, the guys are getting into some lovely Darga, rock hard, Geelbek, and the odd mussel cracker. Moving right up the coast of Ballito, there's still shad and a few stumpies on the bite, while for St. Lucia, the shad are still coming out, as well as a few kingies and rock hard. While for the offshore side, Ballito is still producing Snoek, Kuta, and the odd Garrick, while St. Lucia saw lovely yellowfin tuna, wahoo, kuta, and snook come out of the past week. That's going to be it for me for this week, guys. Tight lines, and have a great one.
Thank you, Michaela. What would we do without you? You are an absolute gem to have that news to get us inspired of what's been going on up on the North Coast. Absolutely legendary report. And guys, now for the biggie, the 54-kilo carp. All right, that came out of Tugela, never fails to disappoint. And we have got Richard to tell us all about it and how the entire show went down.
And a big hello from the Bottas Ski Boat Club at Tugela Mouth. Talking of big, a big congratulations to Simpiwe Mafresh, whose 54 kg, 192 centimetre Darga salmon caught on live mullet took almost 2 hours to land was the highlight of this week. I was woken up at 4 a.m. in the morning and I saw the fish and carried the Darga, and all I can say is that it looked and felt a lot heavier. The past few days has also produced some excellent estuary fishing, including perch ranging from 1.6 kg to a whopping 2.9. Can you imagine the great sport of a 7-foot light rod, 3000 series reel loaded with just 6-pound line, and you then get hit by a 2 kg perch? And lastly, an update on my quest to catch a Garrick using a UK pike live bait float rig. The good news is that the Garrick are still around. However, they're not chasing my mullet, albeit this week I tried using a banana fish. Tight lines, guys.
Richard, you Scottish legend. Well done. Thank you so much for updating us with that, and also all that action coming out of the river. So North Coast is cracking. Tugela is absolutely firing, and so is Durban. Now, let's step away from the coastline for a moment. Let's head on up to the Midlands. I'm getting excited for that river season, as well as that spawn season for the bass. What's going on? Let's find out from Jan, our Midlands reporter.
Hey there, guys. The spell of classic KZN winter weather continues. Bright blue warm days with cool mornings and evenings. And again, the extended forecast is looking good throughout this week and for the weekend. But there is a wee dip next week with another approaching frontal system, and perhaps even a light sprinkling of rain to keep the dust levels down. With opening day on the 1st of September, the trout river season kicks off early next week, with the recent snow and rain having given the rivers a good flush. And here's hoping for a great start and opening the river brown trout accounts. With the increased flows, the yellowfish have been making a showing, and some excellent fish have been reported from the Tugela system, and as well further south from the Umkomaas River. As the water warms up, the expectations are in for a cracker scaly season. With the weather settling, there have been some good fishing reported by the anglers of the Natal Fly Fishers Club, with good numbers of fish in the 11 to 15 inch, that is 28 to 38 centimeter bracket, as well as in the 15 to 19 inch or 38 to 48 centimeter bracket. So the fish are seemingly back on the feed, with larger patterns like woolly bugger and leech patterns in black and olive livery doing the business. And there have also been some good fish reported from some of the private waters across the Midlands. With the current cold water conditions, the bass and carp fishing continues to be on the slow, but there are some small fish coming to hand at both Midmar and Albert Falls dams, while the anglers wait for the waters to warm up and the spawn to kick into gear. Anglers are being warned about the pollution effects at Albert Falls and not to take any fish. Guys, do stop in the Kingfish in Maritzburg for the best and tackle advice. And this is Jan Karabal reporting for Kingfish in Maritzburg and for Angler News South Africa.
Thank you, Jan. What another epic report. Great tips, great advice, great news with exactly what's going on out there. We know what to plan for, what to prep for, and what to be ready for from the Midlands. Now, let's step on back down to the coastline. Let's kick it off in the Mid-South Coast, where we know there's been some good action, where we know there's been that sniff of the sardines, and where we know there's been some insane shad coming out from. We're going to do this with Benny Pillay and Max Tomatis.
As the guys, things were definitely a lot slower this week, but the guys still managed to land some beautiful fish on the beach. Some seriously impressive cob and Garrick have been landed on live bait, while the shad are still around in numbers at many of the hot spots. Chasing the prize shad for the Kingfish and 4-ton shad competition, here's a little tip for you. When the sea drops to 1 meter to 1.3 meter range, those bigger shad move into deep water points at night. Try adding a little glow skirt or glow beads to your trays, with mackerel being the bait of choice. On the reef side of things, the tailed stumpnose are still around, with a few bronze bream and rockart joining the party. Remember to respect those bag and size limits. We want the next generation to experience the same excitement and memories we enjoy today. On the non-edible side of things, it's a little bit slow. A few beautiful Blu-rays alongside some winter diamonds joining the party. Meanwhile, the grey sharks have continued their favorite game, hide and seek. Talking about hide and seek, the Sardine Run catch and mouse game continues. The Sardines have surprised us and caught us off guard once again. And we already know a few nets hitting the beach. I will leave Max to give us the inside scoop on exactly what's happening with the sardines. Looking ahead to weekend, we're expecting some strong northeasterly winds with a possible window on Sunday for some reef fishing. So maybe this weekend isn't about chasing the big one. Maybe it's time to stock up on bait, sharpen those hooks, and get those traces ready. This is Ben reporting for Angling News SA. Stay safe, respect the ocean, respect the limits, and hope to see you on the beach.
How's it, everyone? Max here for your Mid-South Coast report for the offshore scene for Angler News South Africa. So unfortunately, the weather gods have not smiled on us this week, and we were not graced with good weather. But a few of the guys that got out got some small catches of bottom fish. The odd Geelbek starting to show up in the catches, which is great news. The majority of the catches seem to come further north from the Toti area, further south as well, Mtolumi sort of area. Unfortunately, nothing in the Mid-South Coast, in the middle of the Mid-Coast, if we put it that way. On the game fish side of things, the boats aren't reporting much. A little bit of bait and a couple of the bigger bonnies smashing through the bait. So those for looking for some light tackle fun, that might be a nice thing to go do. But the skis are reporting a couple of tuna. They have been a bit fickle. So fluorocarbon's the name of the game there in live bait. But then on to the exciting news. It seems like the sardines have rocked up again. So they've been down the coast for 2 days now. Ramsgate area down through to Port Edward. Majority of the fish today down in Port Edward. And the activity on the beach is unfortunately not close enough yet to fish for off the ski boats. Definitely close enough. I didn't see much fish busting on them though. There were a few shoals that were getting eaten, but not many. So it would take a little bit of searching to find the right shoal with fish on it. But it's exciting news. So let's see what these Wests bring and see if they bring us more fish up the coast or if that's what we're going to see. That's all for me now. Tight lines.
Well, there we go. Who else could we have got such a better sardine report from? The guy with sardines himself, right? Mr. Sardine, Mr. Adcan. Whoa, 4 generations of sardines coming out from these guys, and they do not fail to disappoint. If anyone's going to know what's going on with the sardines and why this phenomenon is so crazy, it's going to be them, right? All right, so guys, another great report coming off now for the grand finale, the lower South Coast with our South Coast guru, Adam Lyon.
Hey, Venetian East Coast Radio. So it's that time of the week again where we give the honest truth fishing report down on the South Coast. And I'm telling you, Vinesh, it has been again shad, Garrick, and cob on the menu. And we're talking bus-size Garrick. We're talking thunder-size cob. And yes, shad fishing is just shad fishing. A few days you'll get loads of shad, some big size shad, and then the next couple of days you'll get nothing. When I mean nothing, I mean 1, as we know it down on the South Coast. But in terms of the Garrick and Cobb, there have been beautiful sizes, Vinesh. We cannot complain, that is for sure. You've also seen a lot of catch and releases, so lovely to see that again. But we also need to touch on Shelly's ski boat. The guys went and fished a comp up in Mshlanga recently and absolutely took names and numbers because they came out first. The species that they got was incredible. And the size of Garrick, I mean, my word, massive, massive Garrick. And again, well done, guys, on the releases. Now, in terms of rock and surf fishing, yes, there's been loads of quarantine. There's been a couple of blacktail and one or two smaller bream in between. And even Mo getting himself a yellow belly rock cod. So well done there, my guy. But yes, things have not slowed down entirely. We've also seen sardines. I mean, hey, Vinesh, I mean, that's what it's all about. We've seen 2 nets pulled down on the south coast. I wouldn't say massive, crazy nets, but definitely sardines are still around. Just hopefully the conditions will sort of push them further north and head them up towards the Durban side, because I know the guys up north are dying for those sards. In terms of the non-eds, yeah, a couple of hammers here and there, some smaller ones, a couple of greys here and there, but nothing yet to write home about. We're just all waiting for these sards. We might be waiting for Christmas. Who knows, Vinesh? But in terms of the cob, yes, Cobtober is knocking at our door. And I'm telling you guys, get ready for it, because if we're seeing these bigger size boikies popping up now, we don't know what's going to be waiting for us. And I'm sure it's going to be an epic one. So get those traces ready. And I'm telling you, live bait is going to be the win. Otherwise, stay safe, tight lines, and we'll see you all on the next one.
And there we have it, Adam Lyon. The South Coast is the place to be. October right now. In my opinion, if this is just the tip of the iceberg, ooh, we are in for a treat. Make sure to find a contact for chukka. You are gonna need it. And as for those other species, the brusher, the bronze bream, the shad, oh, it's gonna be a great season. And you know what? Hey, there's gonna be a bit of wind coming through this weekend. But like we said, there's options. Go and fish those protected areas. Go and fish the harbor. Go and fish fresh water. Just get out there and get fishing. More than anything, you have got probably about 72 to 96 hours left for the shad competition. There will be a champion that is going to be revealed once again on Friday at the Kingfisher, Friday the 4th of September. Make sure to get out there. Make sure that you are giving it your all, because you could be the one to be crowned this year's 2026 shad champion. All right, guys, with that being said, all the best. Keep those rods bending. Get out there, get fishing. And until the next one.
This is the Angler News SA podcast. I'm Vanessa Green. Find more episodes at ecr.co.za under podcasts or your favorite podcast app. Let's fish for the future.